Hey, I was wondering, did you get a chance to look at it by any chance? Yeah, I did. It looks like a cute little house. Yeah. I didn't see you. Can you see a virtual tour inside? I think you can, but I haven't done that yet. But I mean, I looked inside on the pictures, but not the virtual tours where you can just move it around on your computer and like it feels like you're actually walking in there. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's real cute. It looks like it's in the middle of a big rock. So it's actually, well, I'd have to look at the picture again, but they're university houses. They're like 5 minutes. They're like I could walk to the school. So, like as far as resale value, there would always be people that would want to buy that because it's next to the school. So yeah. I think for a first little house, I got a lot of stuff to do though because I got to figure out how to file my own taxes, how I can deduct parts of the house or the entire house for my business and for like educating myself is part of my business and then like you can do some other things to deduct the price of everything because it's everything's so expensive but it's not so daunting when you know that you can deduct it and get that money back. So it's like all the money, like it's neither here nor there. I'm not going to make a big deal about it to you, but like all the money that my parents got for me going to school, it's like if I go back to school, that's not going to happen again. I'm going to be the one that's doing my own taxes, and then just to be safe, I'll hire somebody out, and then just to be even safer, I'll come back home part of the year when taxes are due to Memphis, and then get my dad's help too because my dad wants to ultimately help me save the most money, but somebody I might hire at TurboTax probably doesn't care. They just want to get paid and not like uh, get in trouble. So yeah, so I mean, I have lots of plans, but I just have a plan to try to be more responsible for myself and like, plan things out cuz like when I went to Murfreesboro or Memphis or even Southwest Community College, I didn't plan anything. I wasn't trying to file my own taxes. And so like when I went to Southwest, which was like in 2014, just at community college down the road here, Cordova, it's like my friend Marvin that I met there, he was making all this money. He was telling me like, yeah, I'm getting like my checks coming in from the government. I'm getting this much money for just going to school. So it's like I've known about this for a while, but I just like was like, oh yeah, my parents are on my side. Like I'll just let them do whatever. Like they gave me their credit card at Murfreesboro and stuff. But what they're really doing is just using all of these things to try to control me and not let me file my own taxes, not let me be independent and do stuff like that. And so, I can't really complain about it if I just let them do it. But if I step up to the plate and I try to like actually be responsible for my own life and keep books on stuff on how much I'm spending and or how much I plan to spend if I go to this school or wherever, I think it could work out pretty good and I would be happier and I would actually be in school for something I want to do, so it would be worthwhile. Because like when I went to Murfreesboro and Memphis and stuff, I was just kind of depressed just doing journalism stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I learned a lot or whatever, but it wasn't like skills that I want. Like that I'm gonna use. Like everyone is a journalism person. That's what we learned at journalism school. Is like everyone is like what they call a journalist. It's like every citizen can like post on social media and like cover stories and stuff, but that doesn't mean you won't get censored and stuff. I just don't, it's not a field that I really see me making a lot of money in, like, and it's not a field that interests me really. So I learned what I learned, but like, I think it's time, high tide coming, that I go back to school and that I actually get a degree that's worthwhile and like stuff that can support me and stuff. So I can write or do whatever I want on the side. I can garden and hobby garden on the side, but it's just like, you know, like I don't think that's the main thing that I'm gonna be doing. Yeah. Have you checked in on how much it's gonna cost to go to school? Well, I haven't looked yet, but I mean, like I said, it's not going to be so scary if I know that I can deduct some of the costs and stuff, of the liabilities. It's a liability to pay your bills. So, like, I'm trying to research right now to not get a limited liability company because I already have a company. Like, my registered name with the government is Morgan Taylor Ridgeway, as far as I know. And, like, I want to try to tell the government, like, you owe it to me to try to show me who I am because they're always asking you, oh, do you have ID? And can you prove who you are? It's like, well, no, you guys registered me when I was a baby and I couldn't even read and write. So you need to tell me, government, like, what even is my full name? I could figure out that my name's Morgan T. Ridgeway, not Morgan Taylor Ridgeway, like I thought. So it's like, I got a lot of stuff to do, but until I get to school again, but I think part of it is just realizing how finances works and make it work in my favor instead of against me. Like, I'm the one going to school, whether it was at University of Memphis Southwest or wherever. I'm the one who should be getting the tax deductions, and all the money should be going to me. So, like, that's just part of growing up. So, you know, it's not my fault that other people like Brooke and Alex fell in the same trap as me. They're just kids like I was. So it's like now it's my responsibility to be an adult and like do these things. And then I think my parents will respect me more because then they'll be like, oh, she's got her shit together now. Like she knows how this works. Like, instead of just lying to me and saying, oh, your grandpa put in a trust and all that stuff. No, the government put a trust. You guys put a trust in my name or whatever. I don't even know how it all works, but I'm still going to figure it out. But like basically, I know that my registered name, whatever it may be, whether it's MTR, maybe it's Donald Trump, and I just don't even know it. Like on my birth certificate, who knows? Is like saying like that's a business. So then they try to trick you when you still don't know anything. Like oh, your birth certificate, you never seen your birth certificate. Then they try to trick you and say, oh, you need to sign up for a sole proprietorship or a limited liability company or this and that. And then one of the guys online, I don't know if it's true, but he was saying like a limited liability company, unless you have a partner, unless you have a partner, which is the government, like you take all the responsibility in a limited liability company. So what it's really making sense to me is like the government is going to come after you no matter what. So it doesn't really matter what I register myself as, like I don't know, that's kind of what I'm researching right now, but it's just a lot of difficult stuff because people online are they're saying stuff and they can't, like, just like the prophets and stuff in the Bible, they don't say they don't say things straight up to you. Like, hey, A plus B equals C. They just say like A squared plus B squared is C squared, and then they want me to figure out what that means. So it's kind of like hard because you can't just trust anybody because their business is YouTube. Like if I go to YouTube to listen to them, that's not true knowledge. So that's like why I really want to go to the library and then get like a textbook or something, like read something about that. Yeah. But your dad is the tax guy. No, it's not. So he should run. Yeah, but I don't want to deal with him anymore because he's like a shady character. Because if he was really on my side, he would have told me this long ago. So like, why would he change his mind now? He's gonna be like, "Oh no, you're just a crazy biatch. You don't know what you're talking about. This and that and the other." It's like, no, I'm not. I know that. I've known for a while, even like from 2014, I've known that I could have filed my own taxes and I could have made my own money. I just didn't because I felt like I would be a bad person or that I would be betraying my parents or something like that. I don't really know what I felt. I'm just trying to think what I probably felt at the time, but it's not betraying my parents, it's just growing up and doing your own thing. So those things for you because you weren't old enough to do it, and then when you get older, that's how you learn how to do it. Yeah, but like actually, it's kind of wrong that they didn't teach me how to do it, but at least I know now that I went through all this crap. It's like I'm not going to go through any more crap without actually getting paid and seeing the money for myself. Like I don't need their credit card so that they can continue their business. I need to start my own credit card and get my own business credit card and then like start doing stuff and then making deductions based off that. Because like I don't like if they like, and here's where the problem goes. If they keep saying they're supporting me, because like I don't want to accept any support from them, because if they keep saying they're supporting me, no matter how much or little, let's just say they gave me $1 every month. If they're trying to say, they would probably give me more than $1, but I'm just making a point. They would deduct that from their business and say, oh, like we're a partner and I'm helping her, like, because she can't afford it on her own. It's like I'm not doing any of that shady stuff anymore, because like I don't want to get in trouble with the government. The government is smart enough to know whether more than one person is filing on a name or not. Like if dad files for my taxes by himself and then I file for my taxes and he's saying, oh, like I paid for that $24,000 car that she's using at college, so I can deduct that as part of my business. It's like I don't even care about that. I can go there without a car, you know, like I can figure out, I can get my own car. I can figure out how to do all this stuff so that I don't have to be reliant on them and keep making their business money. I'm going to make my business money because it's my choices in life. The government's not going to pay everything. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. They want you to keep the society as it is. They want you to keep using plastic credit cards to make up debt and stuff like that. And so they want to keep it the way that it is because it keeps most people, not all people, out of trouble, and it keeps society running like it is. So yeah, they will let you say that you get credits. It's no different than your work credits or the credits when you go to college or anything else. It's all credits. It's just made up numbers out of thin air that just go into a bank account that's not real money. That's why people are really like, some people when they do bad things, or they don't necessarily have to do bad things, but when they do bad things, they have to go and try to do weird things to get cash from their card so that no one can trace them. But if you're not afraid to be traced because you're not doing anything wrong, then it doesn't matter. I don't mind being traced. Credit card, you have to have a job to pay for whatever you put on it. We don't have the government giving us anything. I'm not even gonna say what I think about your situation because that's none of my business. What I'm saying is, in the same way that it's none of my business what you do with your life, it's none of their business what I do with my life. And they've been trying to conduct my business from behind the scenes when I was younger and couldn't do anything. But now that I'm old enough, I'm 30 for God's sakes, I should be able to file my own taxes and make my own money and do stuff like that. And it all falls back on me. It's not their fault. I'm not trying to make it seem like their fault. I'm saying it's my fault for not standing up for myself up to this point. So it's my fault for not planning in advance. It's my fault for not getting what I need in life. If what you need in life is a car and a job and a house and a credit card and all these things, it's my fault for not getting that. So I'm taking full responsibility for it, but I'm just saying it is kind of frustrating that they didn't just actually teach me how to do it myself. Instead they were just behind the scenes doing all the shady shit behind my back, and it makes me feel betrayed. And I don't. First of all, that's one of the reasons I don't want to live here. Also, physical abuse is another reason I don't want to here. Also, I don't want to live here because it's too damn hot. So it's like I don't, and people around me don't even like me. There's no people I can be friends with here. There's no people I can date here. There's no people that I'm interested in being around here. So I want to go make my own life, just like anyone else. Whether it's Alex, yourself, anyone else, you decided to make your own decisions in life. You didn't have to get married again, but you decided. It would be wrong of me to say, you shouldn't have got married again, because that's just my opinion. That's not my business. You conduct your business and I conduct my business. So that's kind of where it gets tricky, because you got people that are your family who are trying to say, oh, we want the best for you and all that. No, you don't, because if you did, you would have been like black families or Asian families or Arabian families who taught their families. I'm not saying all of them did, but I'm saying most people teach their kids how to do these things. I know little black kids that walk down the street and ask me for money. That's conducting business. They know how to conduct business better than me. So what I'm saying is like, mom's in here acting like a biatch and just listening and just like whatever. But I'm saying she's angry. You know why she's angry? Because I'm actually going to do better for myself. She never did better for herself, and she thought she had to get married to make her life better or whatever, and she got screwed over by doing that. So what I'm saying is I'm not going to do that. And I can choose to, and I don't have to brag about that. That's not me bragging. That's just saying I have a choice just like she had a choice. And so it's wrong for people to try to get other people to do what they do. It would be wrong if she said, oh, you should get married. It would be wrong if dad said, oh, you should get married to make your life complete. It's wrong. It's they can say their opinions all day, but at the same time, it's like your opinions have brainwashed me and made me into something that I'm not. So like I don't know. My was giving about fucking stuff in there, and I just was trying to call you and stuff, and like, I'm basically recording this conversation so I can listen to it again because I have to lift my own self up because nobody else is gonna lift me up. Not you, not anybody else. Like, you've helped me, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, ultimately, I can only be the one who does stuff in my life. I can't just sit around waiting for other people to do it. Because, like, this whole time I've just been sitting around thinking like, oh yeah, when is my life gonna change? I hate my life, like screw this. And then I get depressed and stuff because I don't like my life, but I haven't done anything to change it. So while I'm doing nothing, pretty much, I'm trying to research all this stuff and I'm gonna make my life better. And so, people say like black people all the time, they joke and they say stuff like, oh yeah, stay in school or whatever. But I think that's actually a pretty good advice because if you actually pick something that you know you're gonna want to do for a career, then them teaching you at university their way of how to do things is only going to help you get better at the business that you're pursuing. So, I mean, I do think I'm going to stay in school. Like, it's been a while, and it's like, there's nothing else to do. And I think that could really help me out, and it would help me socialize and stuff. And if I live far away, I wouldn't be scared of dad or mom or anything trying to say I can't make friends or do stuff. Like, even when I went to Murfreesboro, I just didn't hang out with anyone. But, like, if I was far away and I went somewhere to college, I would maybe, like, I wouldn't socialize like a social butterfly, but I would try to make at least, like, three good friends or something and that are in my field or something like that because they can relate to me and they're interested in what I'm interested in, or maybe get involved in some clubs or something, like something extracurricular that doesn't have to do with like my degree and stuff. But I want to do a lot of stuff, so I'm just trying to get into that process of writing stuff down. Like, I got this journal and stuff, and it's like I think that's really going to help me because like I think I really just underestimated the power of writing stuff down. And then I think once I get it completed year by year or however long it takes me to get to this stuff down, and then go on and do your life, that you can look back and say, yeah, that was a like that's what I thought, and I've been working on that. I accomplished that. Having something down, written down, you can go back and say, okay, that's what my goals was, and I did that. I felt yeah. And I think like once I have a place that's my own and stuff, like I'm gonna have to figure out like because I know that if I move to Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, like I want, I'm not going to live in Lincoln, Nebraska forever. Like, I'm going to move to a different part of Nebraska to get a different job. Or, like, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'd have to do more research about where these medical examiner jobs are, or if their jobs are getting outsourced to other states. I would have to figure that out. But I think the first good house is a good investment is like, I just so happen to be wanting to go back to school, and I just so happen to want to be near the school. So, like, I think it would be a good investment house. Like, everyone always, even dad told me this when I went to Murfreesboro. He was acting like he was going to help me get a place on my own, but he didn't because it was just like $500. It was cheaper. It gets real expensive or whatever, even if it's only $500 a month. But if you're paying that every month, that adds up. But what I'm saying is, like, he was acting like he was going to help me get a place by myself. And he was saying, like, yeah, it would be a good investment to get a house close to the school because those are good investment properties because people will continue years down the road buying those houses or like renting from them because their kids are also going to school. So I think it all, if I just stay on the right path, that things will just keep unfolding and being like good for me. But I just have to try. I can't just sit around and want someone else to like hand me something or do something for me. It's like I actually just got to shut up and like take credit. Like, I got to criticize myself and be my biggest critic because that's the only thing I can do, and like I have to actually do something about it. Yeah. But anyways, I'll let you go. I love you. I love you too, honey. All right, bye. Bye bye.